And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, it's the final few days of the January transfer window. Been a very quiet time for Liverpool as a football club. No incomings expected to be coming in. Most of the sort of news with regards to the transfer front is everything you know. Of course, loan players being recalled, loan players going back out the door, and those sorts of things. It's been very quiet, very boring, and we've kind of accepted it. Now, over the last couple of days, more of the news with regards to the football club has been with regards to the managerial position after Jurgen Klopp decided that he's going to be stepping down come the end of the season. And as expected, obviously in the fallout of such big news, everyone's in the journalists' space is always looking forward. Who's the next manager going to be? Who's the next backroom staff going to be? What's his philosophy going to be? All of those things, and a lot of that plagues and makes a lot of news throughout the season, when obviously there's still got a long way to go with Jurgen Klopp still in charge. But a lot of the news over the next couple of months, we're going to get updates with regards to who the new manager could be, who the next director of football could be, who the new backroom staff is going to be, and who all these players that we could sign come the summer transfer window. That's only normal, but as a fan base, it's still a very exciting time. We're still competing on all four fronts, and I do want to seriously get behind Jurgen Klopp and the boys. And yeah, whilst I do have one eye slightly on the excitement of who's going to be the next manager, who's going to be the new director of football, and what kind of direction we're going to go in, I do want to enjoy these last few months with Jurgen Klopp in charge, and of course try and win as much trophies as we possibly can. So whilst I will be updating you, as we have got an update in today's video about the future post Jurgen Klopp, I did want to make it important that we should be focusing on this season as well, and really getting the most out of it and enjoying the campaign. But Liverpool back in action tonight, guys, against Chelsea. Again, this is a really exciting match. Of course, on the opening day of the season at Stamford Bridge, we actually drew this fixture, which was very disappointing, and actually a lot of us were like, we could see the problems, and we didn't probably know from that game where we'd be sitting come the second fixture. But this game's at Anfield, of course. Chelsea have come into a bit of form recently, starting to look like a better outfit. Still not the finished article. Chelsea, of course, into the Carabao Cup final, doing well on that front. Progressing, but recently in the Premier League, they're starting to pick up wins. And apart from that sort of blip against Middlesbrough in the first leg of the EFL Cup, they're pretty much unbeaten since Christmas Eve, where they lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And since then, won against Crystal Palace, beat Luton, beat Preston, beat Fulham, and then beat Middlesbrough again before drawing to Aston Villa. So a side that are starting to look a bit better. However, I've got every faith in this Liverpool team, especially at Anfield, to get one over them and get another 3 points added to the board. And as I said, points are very important this time of year. As I keep on stating in every video, it feels like Man City are going to purr. We've watched this story play out 2 times before, and there's not a lot of space. There's not a lot of breathing space to drop points when you're going toe-to-toe with Manchester City for that title. They'd be able to do it. But in terms of the actual game, really looking forward to it. But as I stated, I'm expecting a Liverpool win, most definitely. Now, Virgil Van Dijk has made the headlines over the last couple of days as a bit of his interview when he was asked about his future at Liverpool, and basically stated we'll have to see. However, has kind of backtracked on that since then, and actually stated that those comments were taken out of context, and actually that he is 100% committed to Liverpool, and the time for talking about his contract isn't now, as they're trying to compete for all 4 trophies, but did state he is committed to Liverpool Football Club in general. So as I said, if anyone's worried about Virgil van Dijk potentially leaving at the end of the season, he kind of said those comments were taken out of context. So a bit of an update with regards to that. Now, keeping on to the future, Fabrizio Romano provided some big news with regards to the director of football and the future post Jurgen Klopp. Now, there's 2 updates for you. We've got one from Florian Plettenberg. We've also got one from David Ornstein and one from Fabrizio Romano. But the first one being is that Liverpool had made contact with Michael Edwards over the weekend. FSG was a plan to offer him to be in charge of the restructuring of the football club. However, Edwards has immediately immediately rejected Liverpool's proposal, as he's not interested in even a more senior role as of today. And then obviously following that, David Ornstein said that Michael Edwards had turned down the chance to rejoin Liverpool. Mike Gordon called last weekend to float the idea of taking a senior role at the club or FSG, overseeing LFC's structure. Edwards made it clear he won't be coming back. So there's one guy rubbish now that isn't going to be coming back to the club, and interesting, because I don't know what route he's going to be going down, but I mean, that was a pretty big job for Michael Edwards, and I'm not sure what he does these days, but I'm not too sure why he would have rejected such a senior figure and a senior role within the team in a very, very exciting time, unless there's something else that he's, another project that he's working on. But, you know, he did a very, very good job in helping the sort of rise of Liverpool over the Jurgen Klopp era, and getting the signings done. And yeah, no, he would have been a big and a good addition for us. But as stated, he has rejected a return to Liverpool in a senior role. Now, following this, guys, in terms of more futuristic stuff beyond the into the post-Jurgen Klopp era, we're going to be talking about what Florian Plettenberg has had to say. Now, he's a very, when it comes to the German football and the German transfer front and the German news, he's very reputable with regards to those things. So actually, to be fair, with a lot of the transfer news back in the summer when it came to players leaving the Bundesliga, he was my sort of go-to man, really, at some points in terms of giving us a heads up with regards to transfers. And he's basically had a say on Tim Stuyvesant is now one of the candidates to become the new sporting director at Liverpool. He went on to say that he is in fact happy at West Ham as their technical director. He finalised the deals of Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Kudus, Phillips and more. So very shrewd signings there from himself. But as I said, no direct contact at this stage with Liverpool, but Tim Stuyvesant is a potential candidate and someone that Liverpool are actually looking for that director of football role going forward. So maybe one to watch there. We've obviously seen the Bournemouth boy emerge as well as a potential target. So yeah, loads of different people being touted with different roles, and this is just going to be a merry-go-round until the sort of end of the season. And as I said, due to us being LFC News, we want to give you the exclusives, we want to give you the up-to-date news with regards to those things, and if things actually emerge from reputable sources, whether that's going to be managerial news, director of football news, whether that's going to be the backroom team news, and some maybe transfer hints for the summer, we will update you, but I don't want to make this season all about the future. You know, I want to be able to focus on this moment in time and enjoy these next 30 games or whatever they will be, and potentially go on a quadruple pursuit, which I think is very, very important during this time. But as I said, we will slightly have one eye on the future just because that's how news works, unfortunately. But yeah, Liverpool fans, that's all I've got for you guys. Do let me know your thoughts with regards to the Chelsea game tonight. What's your score predictions? Let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Poosh.